All right, well, after seeing what the team did last year, what are some things you're looking to implement into this year to kind of improve that? They showed glimpses. It's a young team coming back. So what are you looking to implement here for this young team?
Yeah, we've averaged 1 win a season for the past 3 years. So, our complete focus is going to be on, doing the things that are necessary for us to be successful this fall and build a long-term program. But offensively, we haven't averaged over 20 points a game in the past 4 seasons. So to win football games, you got to score points. So we need to be explosive, protect the football, and be able to put it in the end zone. And then defensively, give up 250 yards a game rushing last year. And if you can't stop the run, it's going to be a long day at the stadium. So offensively, we got to score points. Defensively, we got to be physical. We got to be disruptive, and we got to stop the run.
So you got a transfer, Shockey Jacques-Louis from Pitt. It's a huge land for you guys. We're talking about a wide receiver who caught multiple passes in the ACC championship game. What's it mean to add a player of that caliber and a senior on a very junior and sophomore heavy team?
Yeah, I think we've done a fairly good job with the portal in all 3 phases. As you mentioned, Shockey, Alex Adams brought in from LSU, and then Daniel George from Penn State at the wide receiver position. So a lot of good weapons there, in addition to the guys that are coming back on the team and a couple of new freshmen we brought in. So Shockey's got, as you mentioned, a bunch of production at the highest level, a great leader, incredible work ethic, and I think he's going to have a very fine season.
And you mentioned all those options with DJ Irons as your projected starter this year. How do you think he'll mature this year for his junior season?
Yeah, DJ's been very impressive with his approach to the position, particularly from a mental standpoint. His quarterback coach played for me at Penn State, so he's got a lot of familiarity with the system too. So DJ took a very positive step in spring, and now we start practice next Wednesday. You got to continue to grow, but very, very talented. Great decision maker. Can run the ball as well. But the big thing is just finding a way to get the ball to all these playmakers.
So it's no secret you have a young team, as we discussed. Yeah. What are the challenges, but also what are some of the advantages of having a young team here in your first year?
I think the challenges will be lack of game experience. There's only so much you can simulate through the course of practice to prepare a player for a game, but until they've experienced that, at the FBS level, it's difficult to replicate. By the same token, you're trying to build, and the only thing that they're familiar with now is our culture and what we're asking them to do. So, I think that's, one of the drawbacks is you don't have a ton of experience, and one of the positives is you get kind of a clean slate to teach the guys all the things that you believe are necessary to be successful.
Now, last question here for you, Coach. What expectations have you put on your team in the locker room? Again, it's been a tough ride here for Akron the past few years. How do you manage those expectations and kind of set them at a good level, but not high or too low for your team?
I think the big thing is, there's Bill Walsh once said the process comes before the prize, right? So to put a tangible number on wins and losses to measure progress, I think is, very presumptuous at this stage. So, first off, we got to find a way to be competitive. As you mentioned before, we've averaged 1 win a year for the past 3 years. So, and I would imagine that we'll be an underdog in every single game, maybe aside from one. And who's to say what the line will be in the St. Francis game? So, we've got to keep focusing on, our culture, discipline, accountability, work ethic, attention to detail, mental, physical toughness, selflessness, and keep building off of that. Those concepts and those ideas, and hopefully we'll be able to surprise people this year.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Good luck this year.
Thank you, man.